What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I'm Poetry. I am here with PNTV. It's Poetry's News and Twisted Views. I got a lot to say, y'all. I got a lot to say, and hopefully I can get through all of it in this 30-minute video. I got a lot of notes, 2 pages worth. Usually I have a page and a half, and I be pushing it. So it is got to be something in the air with all these defamation lawsuits that are out there, y'all. Defamation, filing for defamation must be the new trend. You know, ever since Johnny Depp won his case against Amber Heard, everybody and their mama been filing defamation cases left and right. I need to be mindful of what the fuck I say since I started doing PNTV again. So I won't be caught up in no damn charges because I can't afford that life. I just got my damn credit straightened out. I can't afford that damn life. We already know how Cardi B dragging Tasha K ass through the mud in the legal system for defamation. Yeah, so nah, I don't need them problems. So anywho, everything I'm reporting has been stated by some published news source, and I try to go to the big ones other than the small ones because, you know, sometimes the small ones are strictly opinions. What I'm saying, my commentary in between the actual facts is my opinion. It's not fact based off of what, you know, but you know what I'm talking about. So anywho, child, let's get started. Like I said, I ain't got that much time on this video. So y'all already know, I told y'all last week, the rapper Pras from the Fugees got charged with, I'm gonna title it government conspiracy, but he had 10 different counts of charges against him. This person I know this person ain't finna be riding up in my motherfucking bumper. Go ahead. This is a no passing lane. Anywho, child, let me get my god doggone notes. So Pras Michaels is his name, right? So he is now suing 50 Cent, the rapper, producer, actor, Kyrie Irving, the NBA basketball player, and the Rolling Stones for defamation, y'all, in relation to his alleged charges. Now, he was found guilty. So that really ain't alleged at this point as far as like his verdict. He was found guilty on 10 different charges, child. 10 of them, including conspiracy and witness tampering. That's just a couple of the 10 charges, right? So what happened? His accomplice, his name is J-Ho Low. His accomplice, J-Ho Low, is still on the run. The Department of Justice is still trying to get his ass. Okay. So he's looking at or facing 20 years in prison. Of course, he's going to try to appeal that. But 50 Cent, y'all know how he do. He got on the gram and made a post about he knew that nigga was a rat. That's why he glad he never fucked with him before. Okay. Kyrie Irving also went and made a statement saying that he was a snitch. Okay. The Rolling Stones also published an article implying that he was a government informant. Now, in Pras's case, I told y'all before about defamation. Defamation, one, it's 4 things you have to have in defamation. But 2 of the main ones, you have to prove that the person said it. Number 2, you have to prove that it's caused you damage. And in the case of 50 Cent, Kyrie, and the Rolling Stones, basically all saying that he's a snitch or a rat, which basically is a government informant or a turned informant, not necessarily government, but just informant, period. That is, in my case, defamation, because that's not one of the 10 charges that he was found guilty of. there has not been any evidence that has been released that says that he negotiated some type of deal or contract to get J-Ho Low under the government's guise. There's nothing in there that says that. Everything that I've read about his case was all about what he did. Now, of course, there's other people that's involved, but it still was about what he did. So, by them saying that technically is a defamation, because like I said, if you know anything about American culture and American slang, being a rat or a snitch, you get stitches. Whether you in jail or on the street, a snitch is not something that you want to be, because your life could be in jeopardy. So he's gonna sue all three of them, and I think that he probably may win. That's based off of my knowledge. That he probably win because of that. Because using those specific terminologies is implying that he turned government informant, or he turned informant for the police, in exchange for, for him, his lighter sentence or whatever. Like I say, he looking at 20 damn years. It's in exchange for something, exchange of information with the law officials to help them win a case against another person or help lighten his sentence. So it looks like if he does go forward with this suit, they may be in trouble. They may be in trouble. Now, y'all know 50 Cent had some defamation cases against him before, or had some other charges against him before in the court system. He usually comes out shining. He usually comes out winning in most cases. But I don't think this particular time, he gonna win on that. Okay, so Price, like I say, he's gonna appeal his 20-year, he's gonna appeal his guilty verdict. And like I said, but right now he's looking at up to 20 years. Now, damn it, everybody that I'm talking about today is looking at 20 fucking years. That must be the standard mandatory sentence too. Okay. Now, in other defamation news, heavy metal rock star Marilyn Manson, who's also known as Brian Weaver, his case went to court on Tuesday also. Majority of his claims for his defamation against Rachel Evan Wood, he was found against her for defamation. Majority of his charges and his allegations were thrown out. It wasn't thrown out in its entirety. The majority of it. He stated that her and another witness by the last name of Gore were conspiring against him and manipulating other women to make false accusations against him. Back in February of 2021, along one of the heights of the Me Too movements, Rachel Evan Wood came out on Instagram, said she was going to name her abuser, that being Marilyn Manson. She accused him, or he was charged with sexual assault, sexual battery, sexual harassment, and intentional infliction of emotional damages. That was February 2021. Okay, she posted this on IG. After she made that post, there were multiple other women that came forward stating that he had done similar or more heinous things to them. There was even an accusation of sexual misconduct or assault of a minor. And physical abuse was also thrown in there, right? These charges and implications went back 25 years. These allegations went back 25 years of his career. Okay? So, in May of that year, lawsuit was filed against him for those charges. Now, since that time, more charges that came up. Like I said, the one allegation, they filed that in January of this year. Well, the witness, her name is April, is it? Let me make sure I got her name. Ashley. Ashley, what is Ashley's name? I don't know, I got Ashley's name. Ashley, okay, the witness Ashley that came out in January has now recanted her story. She said these things did not happen to her, and she is blaming Rachel Wood as the person who coerced her and manipulated her into providing those false statements. Okay, now the Ashley ended up firing her lawyer in conjunction with all these things. So her case itself was thrown out and removed from the charges. However, he is still looking at sexual assault charges and physical assault charges that will remain by the other victims who have not recanted. But Marilyn Manson feels that since this one woman out of all the many has recanted, that is proof that Evan Rachel Wood has been lying on him, and she and Gore have been getting everybody against him to say, you know, that he was this bad person. Now, again, in cases of defamation, you have to prove, one, that they said it, which he could prove because she made the post on IG, and two, that it caused harm or damage. When you go back to Marilyn Manson's history, he has had so many different allegations against him for emotional abuse, physical abuse, and all kind of other stuff, assaulting journalists. He has all kind of different stuff over the years that are stacking up against him outside of these claims by these women. It did nothing to harm his reputation. It's just added to one of the long list, laundry list of stuff that he already had it. So that's why I believe the judge said, no, we ain't going to deal with this. We're going to, enough is enough. Throw that part out. Okay? But he still has some claims against Rachel Evan Wood that are still going forward. And along with his charges are still being investigated as well. He is looking at 20 years as well, if convicted. He plans to appeal, with his new trial date being set on May 1st of 2024. Okay? I'm missing something. I know I am. With all the political stuff that was going on, we forgot all about Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors had to go to court on May 8th as well. Now, he was already arraigned. Arraignment means basically saying, this is what we charging you with. What you gonna plead? You plead guilty, you plead not, whatever. That already happened, you know, over the weekend that he was arrested. So I thought May 8th was gonna be the beginning of his trial. No, that didn't happen. He appeared in court virtually, you know. He must have been somewhere out in LA, because that's where he lives. And this woman lives in New York, and this is where the incident happened, in New York. But he appeared virtually. And we learned that his claim has been amended, okay? Now, when the news reports came out, they said that she had been hit in the head. There was blood coming from her head. She had bruises on her face. She had strangulation marks on her neck. The news had said all kind of shit, right? And I gave my explanation of what I thought happened. They had a disagreement. So his phone rang. She reached for the phone. He shoved it off. That's what my thing was. And she probably buzzed to the door. That's what mine was. I don't know if what I said is why his lawyers changed their claim. But now, the initial claim was saying that he open hand slapped her and caused a laceration behind her ear. I'm still trying to figure out, unless he's left-handed, how he open hand slapped her palm in the car that way as he was trying to get his phone. I don't see that. And then she knocked him to the door. I couldn't visualize this open hand slap from the angulation. That was just me, but it could happen, I'm quite sure. But now the amended claim is saying that she suffered injury to her arm and injury to her hand from hitting the door. So that kind of coincides with what I was saying. Like they probably struggled for the phone, whatever, and he knocked her off like that, and she went to the door because her arm and her hand was supposed to be afflicted or injured because of that. That's what the new claim is said. Now, because they have adjusted the claim, that does not change his charges. His charges are still for assault and harassment. Okay. Now, if y'all been following the story, y'all know that his lawyer released video of the young lady going out partying after the incident. She went to a few bars. You know, she got caught in the elevator. And from a visual perspective, she has no injuries. You can see no injury to her hand or to her arm. That does not mean she's not feeling some type of pain, but she was not like in no sling. She was not in no cast. You didn't see her hand wrapped up. You didn't even see her like holding it in a manner that was seen that she was in pain or suffering from some type of pain. Okay, so everybody was out here like, I tell people, keep up putting in the press, she went to the hospital because he abused her and he hurt her so bad he hospitalized. That is not, again, why she was hospitalized. The police said that she was hospitalized, or the hospital was saying she was hospitalized due to an emotional breakdown that she was having at the scene. That's why she was hospitalized. Jonathan Majors is the one who called the police to show the fuck up. Okay? Anywho, his lawyers is also stating that this is basically just a witch hunt and it's racially motivated. Okay? And she's saying that because she says that they have already presented to the other side evidence and proof by video saying that her allegations were false. Now, if the video of her going out to the bar and going out partying is what y'all using as proof, it ain't. It's not proof. What it does is provide doubt, but it does not give us the actual medical background or medical layers of what actually supposedly had been done to her. It's all it is we can look at her and make a visual assessment saying, ain't nothing happened to her. But there's a lot of times that somebody could be hurt and or abused and they could play that shit off and still try to go on with life and act like nothing ever happened. So that video doesn't prove shit. So hopefully y'all talking about y'all got some other type of video that y'all submitted. I thought there was supposed to be video evidence from the hotel or the two witnesses that were there that showed the altercation itself. That's what I thought that they was talking about. They was presented. If that's what they presented, then I can understand them saying, I don't know what the hell y'all not seeing. Why are we still trying to go forward with this? Why y'all still pressing this? Unless this is just a witch hunt to try to take down, in the lawyer's words, this black man. Okay. Now, like I said, I don't know what the purpose of the court case was on Monday, because he got to go back to court. He got to go back to court on June 13th. And this time he has to actually physically appear in court. Again, he is denying to this day that he did anything to this woman, or that she is lying about. He is saying that she is lying about the accounts of the event. Now, when he made that statement, that reminded me of when I went to jail. The way that the person who was accusing me my accuser, the way that they explained what happened was indeed 100% false. The resulting thing, or the assault itself, yes, he was assaulted, but the way he described it, the way the event took place, the people who were involved, none of that was accurate. So that's why in my case too, I was going to court. I was like, because he lying. Because it's up to the defense and the prosecution to prove who got the best story, who telling the best story. It ain't really about whether or not you did it. It's about who could prove it. And based off of the way that he was telling that story, he was lying on me. Okay. He was lying about his participation in it. He was lying. Only thing that was true was that I actually assaulted him. Attempted to. Actually, no, I didn't even assault him. There was an assault that happened, but it wasn't against his person. It was against personal property. Because I didn't actually stab him. I pulled out a knife to stab him, no. He did lunge away. That was the thing. Anywho, that's what I'm hearing when Jonathan Major says that her recount of the facts aren't accurate. So something happened, but the way she's telling the story ain't the truth. And I believe, under the law, if the facts ain't facting, they're not supposed to be able to charge him. That's what I believe, how it breaks down. So, yeah. Like I said, he entered in the plea of not guilty. He got to go back to court on June 13th. I'll still be following that. All right, speaking of going back to court, Torey Lanes. the singer, the one who shot Megan Thee Stallion. Torey Lanes' real name is Daystar Peterson. Megan Thee Stallion real name is Megan Pete. Okay, so he was already found guilty of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Okay, this person going hella slow. He was already found guilty of that, right? And he requested a new trial date. Well, one of the things his new lawyer, because he did have another lawyer, his new lawyer is saying is that one of the witnesses falsely identified, and because of that false identification, they believe that is what led to his conviction. So they want to have his case retried again. Okay. The lawyer was also saying that he was poorly misrepresented by his previous lawyer. There was evidence that she didn't turn in. There's evidence that she didn't look at. There's, because of her not making specific deadlines by the court, there was evidence that was not able to be submitted in. But he didn't mention none of this in this new trial on Monday. He didn't bring up the lawyer's inadequacy. He only brought up the witness situation. Well, the judge says no new trial. Torey Lanes is looking at a minimum of 9 years up to a maximum of 22 years in jail for the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. Now, Torey Lanes sat there and begged the judge not to throw him in jail, not to do this, not to he wanted a new trial. Give him a new trial. He asked the judge not to ruin his life. He tried to play the black card because he was speaking to a black judge. I could be your son. I could be your brother. Look at me. Okay? Help me. Don't do this to me, judge. The judge said, boy, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's what the judge said. Okay? So, my thing is, Torey, Daystar, Megan, she's a black woman. She could have been somebody's sister. She's definitely somebody's daughter. That injury could have ruined her life. You could have hit an artery. You could have killed her. Could have damaged her foot where she can't do her twerks and her bounces no more like she used to. That's the whole part of her act, her persona. She could have had a disabled foot at this particular time. If indeed you did commit this crime, although you still alleging your innocence, why should the judge give you any leniency because of your relationship to being black, and you couldn't do the same thing for Megan? Fuck black women, huh? Okay. Anywho, he appealing again, child. He appealing again. I can't understand why he ain't been sentenced yet, though. Why he hasn't been sentenced? He was found guilty in 2020. Is the LA jail still overcrowded? Is that what's going on? Why he still ain't been convicted or sentenced? Okay, so who we moving on to next, cast? I only got like 10 minutes before I get to work. 10 minutes, child, before I get to work. We moving on next. Oh, shoot. One of the bigger cases. One of the ones that gave me such joy and glee. Donald grabbing by the pussy Trump. Lost big time in court, baby. Big time. The writer E. Jean Carroll was awarded $5 million in damages in her lawsuit against Donald Trump. Now, there was 2 separate lawsuits filed, but the way the media spun it, it made it look like it was one. There was 2 separate lawsuits. One was for the rape charge, and this is the charge that Donald Trump did not show up for case for and did not testify for, and he actually had no legal obligation to do so. So remember when a lot of people was going around like, why he didn't go to court? Why he didn't go to court? He had nerve not to show up. He didn't have any legal obligation to do so. Okay, so the rape charge was not founded, or the jury did not believe that there was enough evidence to say, yes, indeed, he did rape her. So that portion of the case, she did not win. The second portion of the case included sexual battery and defamation. Now, based off of all the evidence that was presented, even though they could not say he definitely raped her in that department store, they can say that he definitely sexually battered her. okay? So the sexual battery and the defamation charges, because like once she presented her case and he went on his little Twitter rant to say that, or social media rant to say that he didn't do nothing to her, this and that, she lying, and that's what he won. Oh, that's what she won, the $5 million for it. Now, knowing Trump, because you know he's had a history of filing bankruptcy, he probably will file bankruptcy against his cases. Best of my knowledge, civil cases, you can file bankruptcy on it. I've had it happen to me. Just, you know, I filed civil cases against timeshares as a what's the word I'm looking for? Class action, we won, and then the company filed bankruptcy. So basically, I didn't get paid shit. He can possibly do that, as far as my knowledge. If y'all a lawyer, y'all know, or paralegal, or whatever, y'all know anything different, let me know. Each state may be different, but I believe he can file bankruptcy against this. Anywho, CNN hosted a town hall with him last night. You know, there's a whole thing out there, boycott CNN for giving him this platform. And in his CNN rant, he went on to say that that he didn't even know this woman. He said it a couple of times. He don't even know who the fuck this woman is, that she lying. But he's also saying, look at her, you know, she ain't my type. He always said that, but he mistaked this same woman as his wife during the trial, but she ain't his type. Okay, anywho. And he's on the whole social media rant again right now, which probably could open him up to more liability for more defamation. I mean, the amount that he was awarded, the fact that he was on Twitter rants during the course of the case, and his other Twitter rants and social media rants and all his other platform rants, because he's doing all that, that's probably why she got awarded $5 million. So you might want to shut the fuck up, Don. You might want to shut the fuck up. Woo! That's what got you in trouble before, IQ 45. But anywho, like I said, there's no jail time for this. It's only monetary, and $5 million is what he's supposed to pay her. And like was G Hammer said, she probably gonna write a book about it. Okay. Now, who else is in the news is Representative Republican George Santos. I think he's the 3rd district in New York. I don't know what the hell is going up there in New York, y'all. Y'all got some stuff that's coming out the woodwork, baby. He got arrested, child. At first, they didn't release what his charges were, but he got 13 fucking charges. The Department of Justice is charged him with 13 fucking charges. Money laundering is one. Wire fraud is another one. Lying to the House on the floor, you know, is another one. Now, George Santos has already been accused of lying on his CV, his resume, about things that he's done in his past. You know, even his name was a lie. You know, stuff like that, I believe. Or an alias or a pseudonym or something like that. You know, there's a lot of stuff that he had lied. They said he has lied about before, which helped him get elected. But now he got all these new things that's going to just add on to that case. Now, he pled not guilty in court Tuesday. He is out on a $500,000 bond. He had to surrender his passport. And he said he is not going to resign his House seat. House Speaker McCarthy said that if he is found guilty, then he will ask him to resign. He's not going to support his election endeavors if he's found guilty. All this shit this man has done previously, all the other lines that y'all have already determined, that should help y'all not want to have this motherfucker reelected. Now, President Biden is saying that he should be expelled. You know, same way they did the Tennessee dudes. They could expel their ass, but it's up to Congress to determine whether or not they're going to expel them. Now, Biden might want to keep his mouth quiet a little bit because Hunter Biden is still under investigation as well. Remember Laptop Gate, when they believed that they had found some secret documents on Biden Hunter's laptop in cahoots with the Russians. Remember that, right? Okay, so well, that case has been brought to the forefront again because IRS whistleblower came out and made some statements. So they brought the case back up. The Republicans is saying that the CIA, there's some CIA agents or operatives or staffers that's involved with the whole case all along. Now, they have already stated that there was nothing on the laptop that would suggest that Hunter Biden had any Russian involvement. However, the Republican side of the House is saying that the things that are shown on the laptop shows there's earmarkers, little tidbits here and there, little sticky notes or something, some little tips, some little breadcrumbs that suggest there was a Russian operation afoot. Even though they already determined, it shows Hunter Biden had no direct involvement with any Russian, but that's what they're saying now. There supposedly was a letter that was released that led them to Hunter Biden. They're now saying that this letter may also be fake. Child, it's just so much going on in the politics, in the news. I feel like I'm forgetting something, child. I'm forgetting something. Woo, baby. Tucker Carlson, Lord Jesus, in Tyler, Maine. Tucker Carlson is now filing suit against Fox News, allegedly. Okay, so Tucker Carlson said that Fox breached his contract, and they did so by settling with Dominion. There was some type of agreement that said that they were not supposed to settle with Dominion because it could implicate Carlson, and since they settled with Dominion, he feels that they are in breach of the contract. In addition to, there's something in this contract that says that they're not supposed to release his texts or emails, and Fox released his text and email, so he said that they're in breach of contract. So if y'all know of this little motherfucker, I can't stand his ass. He had a platform, and he's taking it over to Twitter now. Elon Musk agrees. He's bringing it over to Twitter, his show. Now, he's supposed to technically still be under his contract guidelines with Fox. So even though he was fired and removed from the air, they are still paying him what they owe him under his contract, which expires January 2025. So if he's saying that the contract is breached, that means they don't have to pay him shit if he proves that it's breached. But if he can prove that it's breached, this allows him the freedom to take his show anywhere, or to produce a show anywhere. Right now, if he's still technically under contract, legally and binding under contract, he has a non-compete clause that says that he cannot do so until January 2025. So, I'm not going to follow that story too much. I'm going to let my girl Tabitha follow it. And then, I'll keep y'all updated. I like retweet or something like that, or repost it on the community board. So, yeah, child, all these people in the courts, all these people in the court system, just Monday and Tuesday, early this week, the courts was busy. The courts was busy this week. What else I was finna say to y'all? No new news on Jamie Foxx. No new news at all. His family is keeping kind of hush-hush. His friends keeping kind of hush-hush. And they are saying they're keeping kind of hush-hush because Jamie Foxx has always been a private person, which again is reasons for me to believe that wasn't Jamie that made that post on Instagram. But since he's supposed to be such a private person, they are not releasing any information in regards to him or his situation. He is still in the hospital, though. His daughter has now removed the initial post that she made that says that indicated he had medical complications and for people to pray for him, and he was doing good. From the way that they are, some of the statements that are being made, it was a life and death situation. He's no longer touch and go. There's a lot of wordage that the family members are using to suggest that he's better, but he is still hospitalized. And so, yeah, no new news on Jamie Foxx. We probably won't be hearing anything. If y'all hear something, y'all let me know, and I'll share it. This has been PNTV. I am around the corner from my job. Very late. My boss just called me. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.